Sports impacts my social life, especially around like the season, because games on the road and even home games twice a week with practices, you don't have much time to really like hang out with your friends or go do things on the weekend because you have just that commitment to your sport. Schoolwork is affected, like you don't have much time like in general, so that little time that you do have, you're spending it doing schoolwork, and a lot of the time it just doesn't get done. With the far away games, that's probably the worst days to get schoolwork done. I think I became a better person through sports just by like all the learning you've had to do and the patience. Having a coach there really just helps like impact the way you act and the kind of person you are.
I started sports because my parents made me. I would say that when you practice discipline on the field, that would translate into the classroom, and then you would show discipline with your schoolwork, which would in turn help you do better in school and better on the field. So I think learning to compete at a young age in sports helps you later in life, because after you graduate college and enter the workforce, it's all competition to get a job.
Sports affects my schoolwork by keeping me on top of everything and keeping me focused. Sports impacts my social life by having a lot of friends. I started sports because I wanted something to do, to be active and everything.
Golf, honestly, is not a very time-consuming thing school-wise, but I can find it very difficult to be balancing practice and matches against papers, projects, and homework. So learning a healthy balance between schoolwork, sports, and the time that I devote to either one has been a really difficult process, but I've managed so far. Sports have impacted my social life actually pretty tremendously, because although I'm not as heavily involved in sports as some other people, sports are things that connect me with others, like some of my closer friends. We like to talk about sports. We will play sports together very casually, and it's just something that brings us together.
Sports have taught me a lot of discipline and time management, and I think that can help me a lot in the future because I know how to balance my time and get work done because of it. Sports have impacted my social life by giving me more friends and like a different group of people that kind of understand like the struggles and like the positive things that come with it.
Playing sports gives you a lot less time to do schoolwork, so you have to learn time management. I made a lot of my friends through sports, and they're still some of my best buddies, so it's awesome. I'm hoping to continue and play sports through college, and hopefully they'll meet some new buddies doing that. And sports are a lot of fun, and it's a time that I can spend with a lot of my friends and enjoy myself. I think sports will help make me a more responsible person because I'll have to continue to learn time management as I play sports.
Playing sports teaches kids a lot of things. First of all, they have to learn how to work with teammates, to compromise, to appreciate other people's strengths, learn what their weaknesses are. And that's how it is in the workforce. You have to learn how to manage whatever your career is with other people who are different than you, and work together to be successful. So I think that's a big bonus of playing sports. The other thing is it really helps you figure out time management, because when you're going to school and you have homework and you might have other extracurricular activities that you want to do, you have to be able to balance your time between practice and working hard and being able to succeed in the other things that are important to you. And lastly, sports are a way of finding out just what kind of commitment and dedication you have, because to be successful in a sport, especially in a school as big as West Ottawa, where everything is very competitive because you have 550 people in your class, you have to really decide you're going to work hard in order to get play time And if you don't get it, then it's an opportunity to figure out what you need to do better, work harder, and achieve whatever goal you set for yourself in that sport.
Sports impact family life, definitely. It's a great way for a family to bond together, to go and cheer on a team. I think success in sports leads to success in life, but not necessarily a winning record, because I feel like students who learn to work together on a team with lots of different personalities and lots of different skill sets can bring a lot to the workforce, and then you are better able to work with people who, again, bring different skill sets, have a different perspective on things, and you work together.
I think sports is a huge part of growing up. I think that kids who play sports, it's great for discipline and teamwork. That especially when it's part of school sports, in middle school and high school, kids get to have time management skills that they're building, and they know they got to get their work done to stay eligible, obviously, and then being a part of the team, and I think that's a big part of success. So
I think sports helps kids learn how to compete, helps kids learn how to lose, helps kids grow or gain mental toughness, which I think is huge. A lot of kids, I think, in high school sometimes lack mental toughness, and I think sports in general, not just hockey, but all sports in general, helps teach kids kind of how to battle and compete, which is huge in life, I think.
Does success or participation in athletics help students grow in the classroom and outside of school? And my answer would be yes. We've witnessed here at West Ottawa High School just how success on the athletic fields can impact our entire building, our entire culture. But I think on an individual level, any athlete, any student who participates in athletics or even any extracurricular activity is going to be more engaged, more likely to be successful in the classroom. And there's also many life skills that are taught in sports, in band, in drama that people carry with them for the rest of their lives, into their workplace, into their families. That's why it's so important that students participate here at West Ottawa High School.